Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Real Housewives of Atlanta review, y'all. Yes, okay. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thanksgiving break. I hope you guys are having a great week. All right. If you already back at work by the time you watch this, girl, boy, I hope you have a good day. Okay, like let me get that out there first because that's really how I feel. Okay, because sometimes I know that I'm like, bright spot. So positivity towards you, whatever is going on, okay? So y'all, let's go ahead and get into this. So Cynthia is having her Lake Bailey barbecue, okay? The Bailey Q is going down. We've decided to make this an annual thing. Okay. Uncomfortableness, everyone sitting around on one sectional with Cynthia. Yes. The shade. Cynthia tells all the girls to wear red or get red, okay? Because there's always a theme for these get-togethers, all right? And she's already said, I don't have a place for all of y'all 99 children, so please refrain from bringing your children to my get-together, okay? Now, this became an issue later on. We're gonna get to that. Portia and Kenya do like one of these little mommy and me workout classes where they have the baby attached to them and they kind of get their little swiggle on. And when Kenya gets there late, she wants it up there and talk about Portia is doing too much while the baby is connected to her. Like you wouldn't want to twerk while your daughter is connected to you. And I'm just like, really? Is that a point of contention for you? Like I'm so New Orleans. Let me make y'all understand, okay? I'm so New Orleans, and we've been popping since popping's been popping, okay? There ain't no damn twerking. We've been popping since we could walk. As soon as you learned how to walk, you probably learned how to pop, okay? That's just how it goes down here. So people overreacting to women moving their bodies and shaking their asses, I just feel like calm down, okay? Calm down, let it go, okay? Just, what I'm saying? Just like so judgmental. Like that was just annoying to me that Kenya pointed that out. But then Kenya wants to come in there with her heels on. I work out in my heels. Like all of the other moms got on tennis shoes or no shoes trying to be comfortable. But Kenya wants to, show y'all that she can get it with her heels on. Girl, all right. Like how you mad at her for twerking, but you over here extra with the shoes and all of that. Both of y'all are extra. Why are we making it an issue? I tell you one thing, both of them children look just like the damn daddy boy. Both of them. Yeah, if you didn't watch Kings of Comedy, you didn't know the reference. I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, both of those children, Lord have mercy, okay? Kenya's baby looks just like Mark. All right, Portia's baby looks just like Dennis. That's why they say y'all to be careful who you lay down and have a baby with, because you're going to have to be looking at the baby face, seeing his face, even though, you want to throw the whole man away. In both of their situations, throw the whole man away. Portia says that Dennis comes over every weekend, but she's trying to create, what do you call them? Like not lines, but like boundaries. I'm trying to create boundaries. I'm like, well, you would want to, okay? You would want to with the man that seems to overstep all of the boundaries, okay? Lord have mercy. I don't know what's going on with Portia and Dennis at this point, and I also don't know what Dennis could possibly have done to get Portia back after this. And I really hope that we get to see it, because if it just, happens like, me and Dennis back together after all of this, I'm going to be upset. I need to see what led up to that point. I really do. And of course, y'all, Kenya complains about Mark and how every time he comes home, he wants the baby in the bed with them so that they don't have to have sex. Like, it's annoying. It's just really annoying that this is what she's going through and that he's doing these types of things. Like, it just, you want to snatch the nose ring out of his nose and hope that it bleeds when it comes out. You know what I mean? You want to give him 1,000 paper cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, why do you have to be such an asshole? Why does the baby have to sleep in the bed with y'all so that you can have an excuse not to be intimate with Kenya? What was the reason for wanting to be intimate with Kenya before? Let me know. Like, because it seems to me that you just wanted a baby with Kenya more, and I cannot describe how thirsty that sounds coming from a man. Like, seriously? Like, word, you were trying to get her pregnant just so you can get a baby that you can be obsessed with and then disrespect, neglect, and totally disregard the mother's feelings as if that's healthy for the child? Okay, Mark. Okay. Kenzie has been grooming Riley to live away from her for a while now. So every summer she sends Riley to work with someone, okay? And this year she is doing an internship with one of Candy's friends. And so she's staying in an apartment in the city, okay? And we have one of my friends, Jasmine, who's kind of like a babysitter, but not really a babysitter, to come and stay with her while she is doing the internship, okay? Y'all, the apartment, city views, 2 beautiful sized bedrooms, $5,500 a month, okay? And y'all, we just gotta find out just how much Kandi has done for Riley. Okay, Riley doesn't even know that refrigerators don't just make ice. It never occurred to her to put water in a tray, put it in the freezer, and then get the ice. She's never had to do that. She's never had to clean her own bathroom. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but I really, like, I understand rich people and them wanting to do this, but I feel like you are doing your child a disservice when you are not teaching them how to do basic things in order to take care of themselves. Like being able to clean a toilet in a shower. Like, you should still know how to do those things. Like Kandi, like, girl. But you know, Kandi was probably one of those parents that because I work so much, I'm going to make sure I give you as much as I possibly can. She even said how Todd doesn't want me to give to Kayla the way I want to. That's the daughter named Kayla, right? I feel like I be messing up the girl name sometimes. But Kayla knows how to clean the bathroom, okay? Like, Kayla, yeah, my room might be dirty. Kayla was like, my room might be dirty, but I know how to clean the bathroom. Like, because when Kayla goes home to her mama's house where they don't have as much money, you know, there are chores. Okay, there are rules. All right? And then you come to Kandi's house and Todd is just so difficult and hard on Kayla. He doesn't want me to give her anything. And I feel like I understand where Todd is coming from because you don't want your child to be so out of touch like Riley. But at the same time, you don't want her to feel like she's still the poor kid in the rich family. You don't want to make her feel like that. So I feel like Kandi should be able to spoil Kayla a little bit. You know, throw a little money her way when he's not looking. Like, she grown. Like, okay, first of all, she's 23 years old. If you can go to a strip club with a Kandi can get a little girl some money or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You know, but yeah, y'all, Riley does not know how to do anything. And I'm just saying, you know, because you just... So is your money supposed to take care of your child once they get out into the world, or are they automatically supposed to start making the same amount of money that you're making, like as soon as they get out of school or whatever they're going to do? Whatever Riley's going to do, like, it's a no-brainer she's going to be successful. She has her stuff together. She's very smart. Kandi and her mama and them have done a great job with Riley. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, what is going to happen when Riley is really on her own? Like, does Kandi have plans to always take care and financially support her? If she does, that's not, you know, that's great. You know, fine. But that just means that you're going to be giving your 20-something-year-old kids enough money for her to pay for people to come and clean her apartment and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what you're going to do? You know, this seems like something that y'all need to go ahead and teach her, okay? Spray the damn shower down. Spray it down. Okay, get the sponge. Get in there and get the bottom. You got to get the walls, okay, and everything. All right, and don't clean the tub, the toilet, and the sink with the same thing, okay? Please do us a favor. Clorox wipe the sink and the toilet, okay? Come up behind it with a paper towel because it be too wet, so you need a paper towel right behind it. You need to scrub and get down in that tub. Go ahead and get you some Comet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, these are just, I guess, you know, I wasn't privileged enough, okay? Because even though we had somebody come and clean our house once a week for a little while, we had like a woman who would come and clean the house once a week, and then we would just maintain. But I was always responsible for my room and my bathroom. I was always responsible for my space. So when I see people who have the means, you know, just choose to not teach their children how to take care of themselves like that, I just kind of be like, is that gonna be cool? Like, is that gonna work out? Like, okay, look, whatever. Marlo goes over to Nene's, and she isn't sorry for walking out on Marlo because she keeps hearing the word apologize, okay? Nene does not want to have Marlo or anybody else telling her that she needs to apologize for the way she handled Cynthia, because Cynthia has had the gall to finally speak up and say that her relationship with Nene has been draining and toxic. First of all, Nene, I'd like for you to know that Cynthia didn't need to tell us that for us to know it. We could see it, okay? We've been here for a while, and we've been watching for a while. You've been draining. You've been toxic. She's just now saying it. And I don't think that's the same thing as saying somebody is weak, thirsty, You know what I'm saying? Like, there were a lot of negative things that Nene said about Cynthia that I think crossed the line. And it went from, you're talking about Cynthia as a person. You're trying to make Cynthia seem like she's a bad person and that we just don't know how bad she really is. Versus her saying, in our relationship, I'm tired. Okay, like, I'm tired, okay? It's not that you weren't a good friend at one point or another, but we all know you being a good friend is dependent upon if your friend is stuck up your ass. And if they not stuck up your ass, then you got a problem. You walking out, okay, like you did to Marlo. And Marlo just comes back over to your house like a little loyal puppy dog, acting like ain't nothing ever happened, talking about, thank you for the apology dinner. Like, no, this ain't no damn apology dinner. She's not apologizing to you. She just gonna have you over to her house and act like she didn't do anything wrong. I can't stand you people that do this. Okay? There's nothing wrong with apologizing and saying you are sorry for something. There is nothing wrong with realizing, you know what? I messed that up. My bad. Okay? Nobody's perfect. You should be able to apologize to somebody if you do them wrong. And the fact that Nene has gotten to this point and now you want to go on a spiritual journey, but you still can't tell somebody I'm sorry for my part in some stuff, that just shows a lack of emotional intelligence or maturity for that matter. And I'm just exhausted with Nene. Giovanna comes over. Apparently, Nene has brought in another little loyal puppy dog. Okay, Giovanna is Nene's friend. And as they're sitting down discussing how Marlo wants Nene and Cynthia to get back together and talk, Giovanna says, oh, I went into her wine bar and supported her at the wine bar. And she was talking mess about you, girl. She was just saying how you were draining you were toxic. Like, basically the same thing that Cynthia has said on all 7 interviews. She said it to Giovanna. Okay? And Giovanna brought it back to Nene as if it was some new information. And Nene then took it in as if it was new information. Even though we just finished talking about her saying the same thing. Child. I already, look, I didn't like Giovanna from last time because she was like, hey, Clark, I was that bitch. It's like, first of all, okay, I went to Clark Atlanta. So I can pretty much assume what you mean by you being that bitch, and which means you were that bitch in your own imagination. Usually when people in college, they hang around who they hang around, they click with who they click with, and that's that. Nobody cares that you popping, Giovanna. I'm in college. This shit is expensive. I'm trying to make sure I don't fail out. Okay, don't nobody care what you got going on that made you feel like you was that bitch, Giovanna, at Clark. Okay, so by the time we get here and now you up Nene's ass and fighting her battles for her and want to be her friend so bad, child, I don't have time. I'm looking at this with the strongest eye roll, girl. Okay, here you go. Ugh. But Giovanna and Marlo talk about going to the Bailey Q. I wonder how Nene felt about that because she wasn't invited. Okay, and probably if she was invited, she probably wouldn't have went.
Portia is still working on getting a nanny. I just really don't want somebody in here that's going to have me going to jail. I've seen them people on Channel 11. I don't want to be one of them, okay? Like, I need to make sure that whoever's coming to take care of my baby is going to take care of my baby. Watch the baby, okay?
And I understand that. It's scary having people watch your kids who aren't in your family. Like, that's very scary. So I understand. But at the same time, Portia, you got the money, girl. Get you a nanny and stop with all this foolishness now. Her mama said she gonna help her. Her mama said she gonna pick out a nanny so that she don't drag her feet and decide to find anything wrong with the lady just so she won't have to hire one. Mama gotta get back to work. She got a gig. When it's time for the Bailey Q, Portia says that
I still have to bring PJ, Cynthia, or I'm not going to be able to come.
Okay? Now, at first, Cynthia was on the phone with Kenya because Kenya was trying to get Brooklyn to come, you know, because I have to get a babysitter, Cynthia, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Cynthia was like, no babies at the Bailey Q, girl. I ain't got nowhere for y'all babies to go, okay? But once she got on the phone with Portia, she got way down. So then she had to call Kenya back and tell her that she can bring the baby. And at this point, Kenya's like, well, I've already made arrangements, so don't even worry about it, Cynthia. Okay, bye-bye. And she has an attitude. But then you're going to act like Cynthia was the one that had an attitude. Like later on in the episode, she mentions how Cynthia was talking to her, telling her she couldn't bring her baby here. And it's like, first of all, this is Cynthia's house. So if Cynthia don't want you to bring your baby to her house, then you can't bring your baby to her house. Why is this like a thing for you to act like somebody's acting nasty with you because they're having a party and they don't want to be responsible for your baby in their house because they don't have anywhere for you to set up a little play date for baby PJ and baby Brooklyn? Like, I don't understand being upset because people don't want you to bring your kids to a get together. Like, it's her house. It's Cynthia's house. If Cynthia don't want you there, that's Cynthia's prerogative, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but I just felt like the way they were acting with Cynthia as if she had to make room for their children is an issue for me, because I feel like they're constantly taking advantage of the fact that they think they can roll over Cynthia. That is the truth. I'm going to keep saying that. Cynthia is finally coming into her own, and I am happy for it. But we have watched Cynthia for years let her strong-willed, strong-minded, bad attitude having ass friends dictate how shit went in her domain. And I'm glad that she's decided to finally tell y'all no, okay? But then ultimately had to tell y'all yes. Poor Cynthia. She can never really win. Candy goes over to Kenya's house before they head over to Lake Bailey. And Kenya tells Candy that she's bringing the doll that Eva gave her as a gift to Portia. And Candy doesn't understand why she has to be so extra. That's my friend. But girl, I feel the same way, Candy. Like, why? Why is it that big of a deal? Like, it's actually quite annoying. And we can tell you're doing it because you felt some type of way because Eva didn't want to bring her kids to your party. Like, I get it. I understand why you were offended. Like, girl, you acting like, what you mean what the energy was gonna be like? And Eva, please stop acting like you didn't say shit. Yes, you did. You did say you didn't know Kenya, so you didn't know what the energy was going to be like. That's why you didn't bring your kids. That's what you said to Portia and Cynthia. You concurred when Cynthia said it's an energy thing. Yeah, you concurred. So don't sit up here now and act like you don't know nothing that nobody's talking about when they bring it up. Okay, that's what work on my nerves about you. You pregnant, so we gonna let you, get away. But at the same time, she worked on my nerves. Eva got to Cynthia's house early, and she tells her Kenya and Portia made a big deal about bringing their kids, so she decided to let them bring their kids, okay? Eva says this is what happens when you have a baby, but they over the hill asses wouldn't know nothing about that since y'all waited too late to have babies. And I'm just sitting up here like, Eva, don't you think you're going for the jugular just a little bit? Like, why does it matter when they chose to have children? Why does that matter? I do understand what you mean, that when you have children, you know that if you're going to go somewhere, you need to be able to have somebody who can watch your children without always expecting people to be accommodating to you bringing your children to the event. I understand what you meant, but at the same time, there's always some extra shade in there that just seems unnecessary and, kind of hurtful. But then you get mad when people talk about you being a under the cover bisexual broke bitch, whatever. The other ladies get there. Kenya and Eva speak to each other like they have no ill will, phony and fake per usual. Candy asks if Marlo and Cynthia are on good terms. And Cynthia says, yes, I invited her. She's supposed to be coming to the party. They discuss how Cynthia saw Nene on the float right after she finished calling her weak in that interview. Yovana says, well, maybe Nene felt like, it was a bit sneaky for you to, have Kenya at the party. And Cynthia was like, wait a minute, let me stop you right there, okay? First of all, I know it may not seem that way, but I was just as surprised as Nene was that Kenya showed up to the party, okay? Y'all know that's been Cynthia's, story the whole time, that Candy and Kenya were in cahoots, and it was a surprise that Kenya was showing up to the party. But either way, Nene getting upset about that is ridiculous. It is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. And the fact that Yovana, another grown-ass woman, is actually coming to her defense about it, girl, sit down. Cynthia says, I'm grown, okay? I don't have to sneak and do not a damn thing. Yovana says that she was talking shit just like you were talking shit, talking about Nene doing that interview. And Cynthia was like, I was not talking shit. I was saying how I felt about our relationship. And I knew whatever I said to you, there was a possibility you would take it back to Nene. And if you did, that is your prerogative. I said what I said, okay? And I'm like, go ahead, Cynthia, be ready for him, okay? Cynthia said, I may not always be the one that's trying to have a problem, but I will get y'all together. Portia was like, oh, girl. That was later on because Portia just got there, okay? And then they got hot dogs, and somebody was like, Portia, you brought hot dogs? Because I told him I don't want a hot dog nowhere near me. I'm like, Then Kenya goes to her car to get the doll so that she can present it to Portia as if Portia doesn't know what's going on.
Girl. No, let me tell y'all. Eva gave her this doll, and now she's trying to give it to me. Y'all can fix this, Kenya. No, we can talk about this right now.
So they all take it outside where Eva and Cynthia and them are so that they can have this conversation with everybody in attendance, since Kenya says that, it would be a better fit in Portia's home. I'm like, would it be, bitch? It's a doll. Like, what is the problem? Like, whatever the reason behind her not wanting to bring her kid, her bringing a doll was still a gift to your baby. So all of this, like, over a doll is just really childish and petty to me and stupid. When they all sit down, Kenya says Eva questioned her energy. Eva says, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Cynthia said it, but you agreed with it, okay? Marlo gets there, hey everybody, how y'all doing, And Kenya says, you're making a problem with me and you don't want a problem with me. And Eva was like, and neither do you, and neither do you. Eva says, if you, got in your feelings because of whatever I said, if you got your feelings hurt, whatever. And Kenya was like, I would have to care about you in order to have my feelings involved, okay? It's like, but you obviously care enough to rewrap a gift to give to somebody else in front of her so that she would notice that you were given the gift. Like, girl, what? Like, come on now. You were hurt enough. You were bothered enough. Don't act unbothered now that you've gone to this extreme, okay? Then Kenya brings Cynthia into it. When Cynthia speaks up, Kenya once again, I'm speaking, Cynthia. And it's like, what the hell? Everybody at the table, Candy was like, oh my God, Kenya is tripping. Yes, Candy, your friend is tripping, okay? Eva says that whatever happened had nothing to do with Kenya, and I don't know how much I can say that. And it's like, because you're lying, Eva, you're lying. How is it not about Kenya now? What are you talking about? Like, just say what it is or don't. I understand you might not want to break the fourth wall, like, oh, I don't want to have my kids taping all the time. Okay, fine. But at the end of the day, I wish you would just say that instead of at the party saying it was about Kenya's energy or whatever the energy was going to be at the party. You said that, okay? You said that. So don't say that then and then come here now and act like, oh, I didn't have a problem with Kenya. Then why weren't the kids there? Give us the real reason, okay? Like, whatever, Eva. Cynthia says that Marlo's energy has been very nice except for about Eva. And Eva says, well, Marlo is always mean, okay? Always stirring up shit. So that's why she don't really fool with her. Marlo says that, well, that's okay, Because you're fake and broke, okay? And you don't want to be who you truly are, okay? You don't want to live your life the way you actually are. And Eva was like, my life is fine. Me and my husband and my children are perfectly fine. At this point, pregnant Eva realizes that she's about to get entirely too upset with this foolishness, so she decides to leave. Marlo is screaming after her. All she does is run. All she does is run. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. I'm like, okay, Marlo, okay, you committed fraud, but she is a fraud. You're even, okay? So once Eva leaves, there's conversation, Marlo mainly, okay, and then Candy jumps in on that about how Cynthia befriends very strong-willed people and kind of allows them to walk over her, okay? And then Mel says, yeah, because Kenya was just being very disrespectful the way she was talking to you. And then Kenya is like, oh, but the way she was on the phone with me telling me about bringing my baby here and all of that, please believe, Cynthia has a side to her. And Marlo is like, that's what Nene said. That's what Nene said. Every time she says that, Kenya gets upset. Would you please stop interrupting me, Marlo? It's like, Kenya, just because you're speaking doesn't mean that everybody else has to stop, pay attention, and not have anything else to add. The way you talk to Cynthia is ridiculous. If I was Cynthia, I would have said, now look here, Kenya, I understand that you feel that you're, saying something and you don't want to be interrupted. I understand that, but this is my house. So you gonna show some respect to me in my house, or you gonna take you and your little cute baby and get the hell up out my house and go home and cry over your husband that don't want you, okay? But what you're not gonna do is sit at my table at my Lake Bailey and talk to me like I'm some hoe on the street, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Like, that would have bothered me, and I think it bothered Mel, which is why she had something to say. Because you're not gonna sit up here at my sister's table at my sister's house and disrespect her and talk to her no any kind of way. Marlo tells her, you're passive with that man at your house. You need to be passive here. I said, oh no. Who told her that? Okay, because she didn't have that conversation with Kenya. Who told Candy, did you tell Marlo that Kenya has been passive with Mark? Lord have mercy. Cynthia says that she doesn't have a problem getting y'all together, even though she comes in peace. And this is when Portia was like, oh, all right, girl, like whatever, you know. So they go inside to play the game, and Portia,
where's my baby supposed to go, Cynthia?
And it's like, that's why she told you not to bring the baby, because she had nowhere to put your baby, okay? But they end up taking the baby downstairs. So Cynthia has the awards to give for Best Twerker. And the nominees were Portia, Shamia, and then Cynthia did some grandma shaking. And y'all, you know, play Cynthia, but when Cynthia's not trying, things happen. I've seen it. But she doesn't deserve that award. I didn't think Shamia deserved that award. Shamia got down on the floor, and just like Candy said, girl, you done lost all that weight and lost your ass with it. You know, it should have went to Portia. The twerking award should have went to Portia. I don't know why y'all playing with her like that, okay? Then they have the Shadiest Person Award, which would have went to Eva, but she left. So now it goes to Marlo. Okay? Kenya gets Best Read since Eva isn't there as well. We will always remember her reading Marlo's edges and her wig and the glue for hours on the bus. Okay? We will always remember that. Then they have the Thirst Trap Award. I could have sworn this award was going to go to Cynthia, but apparently Portia says, have you seen Giovanna's Instagram? She is definitely the thirst trap, okay? And she on the video doing all kind of crazy shit, dancing. I be dancing on my videos too sometimes. It's not a thirst trap. I just be trying to, you know, showcase my personality. Okay? So I don't know about thirsty because you dancing on the video, but I definitely think you being Nene's mouthpiece in her absence makes you thirsty. Giovanna said that Tanya was thirsty because Nene said that Tanya was thirsty. I don't think that Tanya is thirsty. I think Tanya is just a bubbly, happy-go-lucky personality, and I don't think that means that she's thirsty. I don't think she's thirsty for anything, and I also think she be hitting some of y'all hoes where it hurt when it comes to these fashions, but I'll let y'all live because y'all swear up and down that Marlo is the only one that can dress. Okay. But yes, Giovanna got the Thirsty award because of her Instagram. And then they go through their insecurities, and Kenya says, you know, that never fuck, because everybody was talking about stuff like, oh, Candy said the bags under my eyes, you know what I mean? Shamia was like, she has a C-section scar that is keloided, she don't like that, so that, you know, they were all talking about little small physical things about what the insecurities were, because there was an award for most insecure. But I'm like, who wants to give an award for most insecure? That's not cool. All of this other shit is shady and fun, but telling somebody the most insecure person in the room, that person wasn't there. Her name is Lenithia Leaks, but she was not there, so she could not receive that award. Somebody should have, they should have had Giovanna receive it in her honor. Okay, since you want to be the bitch mouthpiece, won't you accept her insecure award? All right, but either way, when Kenya starts to talk about her insecurities because of Mark, things get serious. You know, she says, I have insecurities that I will never find unconditional love. And instantly everybody in the room is like, oh shit got serious. And Marlo is like, look, I know we may have our issues and we may not always get along, and I'm friends with Nene and all of this, all these other reasons why they don't get along, but she is beautiful, she is special, she is smart. And Candy was like, why do I feel like I'm on the health? And everybody bust out laughing, which kind of, you know, changed the mood a little bit. And you could tell that Kenya and Marlo were like about to have a moment, so the interruption of that moment made them upset. But I appreciated Marlo for her trying to be that to Kenya in that moment, because even though Kenya works on my nerves, it breaks my heart that Kenya never having the love of her mother, never having unconditional love from, you know, the people who she's supposed to get it from, and now being in this marriage with somebody who I feel like is taking advantage of her weak spot. I feel bad for her. And even though she's a bitch with her friends, like, okay, like some of y'all do that. Y'all have a bad relationship, or y'all are hurt, or y'all are the person that feels like you don't have the power in your relationship, so you take it out on your friends, you know? And Kenya, I feel like, is one of those people, but she knows who to play with. She not gonna do Candy the way way she does Cynthia. You're not gonna tell, you know, Candy, don't interrupt me the way you talk to Cynthia. You know, so I just kind of feel like Cynthia needs to start checking you hoes immediately, okay, and with more fever. All right, she should have been like, ma'am, this is my house. I'll interrupt whoever the hell I want to. If you don't like it, there's the door. Y'all don't want to hear that. But when you try to dictate what somebody does in their own house, that's an issue. Okay, that's a problem. You got the world fucked up. Okay, that was all that happened, y'all. That was everything that happened. It wasn't that much on this episode, but I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.